Here Friday afternoon. It is we'll get into what today is. Come one, come all. Hold on. What am I going to have to wait now? Am I going to have to wait for people to start showing up in the chat room? I'll tell you, you people, just because there are occasional days during the week where this show that is okay, admittedly supposed to start at noon. Some days it's going to start at 12:04. Some days it's going to start at 12:05. Hell, some days it may even start at 12:08. It depends. It depends on what I got going on. But just because sometimes it starts a little bit after 12 noon doesn't mean that you need to count on that, because some days we are going to start on time. Look, first of all, just stop trying to outsmart the system. The system is noon. Come on by. There we go. Now we're getting people. We got Byron. We got Leslie. All right, that's fine. We'll just happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready to head into the weekend. I'm going to get you all prepped up. That's what we do here on the High Noon Show. I give you all the things, all the headlines, current events, hot topics, trends, whatever it is that people are buzzing about. I'm going to give it to you right here in the next hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is that we're going to do today. This is what the High Noon Show is. It's a cheat sheet for your day. It's supposed to get you prepared so that nobody's going to say, "Hey, did you hear about?" And you're going to go, "No, I didn't hear about that." See, if you listen to this show, you're probably going to hear about something that anyone could come at you at any point in today. Go, "Hey, did you hear about?" I'm going to probably touch on it. So there you go. That's what this is. We do 2 shows, though, every Monday through Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Central Time. We do a little thing we like to call Pillow Talk. Actually, we call it Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. And like I said, that's every Monday through Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. That's more conversational. That's me and Parker. It's a little bit more, like I say, this is utilitarian. I'm going to tell you stuff that you should probably know about today as you move forth. The nighttime show, a little more conversational, a little more fun, a little more silly. All right, so let's get started with what today is. Take a drink, wet my whistle, try and stave off the coming hiccups, which I don't feel like hiccups are coming right now, but you got to be prepared at the start of the show because it seems to happen more often than not. If you want to support the show, we do take your kindly tips, your kindly generous tips. You can go to Cash App down there, Venmo, even PayPal, although PayPal's kind of difficult for me to navigate, but whatever. Hey, this show is not picky. We will take any support that you want to give us. So treat me like a bartender, your barista, your car park, whatever it is, whoever it is that you drop a little something in the tip jar for, you can think of me in that same way. And all of the avenues for you to be able to participate in the support of the show right there at the bottom of the page. All right, moving on. Let's talk about what today is. It is high noon. It is the 12th day of August. 2022. That's 2020, year of our Lord. August 12th is the 224th day of the year. There are 141 days remaining until the end of the year. So as we like to say around these parts, get those New Year's Eve plans started. On this day, we go through first, here's what we do. We tell you what the day is, then we go through the history of the day, the cool ass things that happened on this day in history. Why is today, well, either cool ass or tragic? I mean, there are, let's be honest, things we typically mention here are notable for one, cool ass or tragic. That's pretty much it. That's the ebb and flow of all of it. We'll give you the history of the day. Then we're going to run through some birthdays, people who are celebrating birthdays today, talk about them, and then we'll mourn the loss of a few people who also passed on this day. We do all of that before we get into the topics. So the topics are coming, but first, on this day in 1952, the Night of the Murdered Poets. Boy, is that a eloquent sort of name for that. I've never heard of the Night of the Murdered Poets, and it sounds absolutely frightening. 13 prominent Jewish intellectuals are murdered in Moscow on this day in 1952. Going down in history as the Night of the Murdered Poets. Never heard of that. In 1953, on this day, the first thermonuclear bomb test, the Soviet atomic bomb project, continues with the detonation of RDS-6S using a layered scheme. I don't know what that means. Here's also what I don't know. So I'm an American, right? So I'm all about Oppenheimer and Fat Man and Little Boy and, Hiroshima and, all of that stuff. So that was all before 1953. That was in World War II. That was in the 40s. So we did this. So how is 1953 the first thermonuclear bomb test? Did we never test it? Did we just drop those? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what. Then again, I don't know anything about nukes. So, and we'll get to that later because nukes are trending. We'll get to that. Let's see here. On this day in 1960, Echo 1A, NASA's first successful communication satellite, is launched. There you go, 1960. First satellite, first one we put up there, Echo 1A. It's probably just out there rusting, just floating around, rusting, causing trouble. On this day in 1964, South Africa is banned from the Olympic Games due to the country's racist policies. All right. Oh, look at this. All right, Ed's got some nuclear info. Nuclear is different than thermonuclear. Fission bomb is versus fusion bomb. Okay. All right. Versus I don't appreciate you knowing that, Ed. Appreciate you being there with the information. I can't process that. I don't know what any of that means. In 1981, on this day, the IBM personal computer is released. That was after that. That's after the Apple, right? What came first? What Ed? Need more text from Ed. Did the Apple come first? Hiccup. Shit. God damn it! I tempted it, and now I got hiccups. Happy Friday, fast outdoor food. Freaking hiccups. This is a pox upon my house. No, normal people don't suffer from hiccups. Only the guy who's got a stream every day. He suffers from hiccups. He gets hit with hiccups. All right, that may have been just a minor battle because they seem to have gone away. I can feel them. Oh, Jesus. There it is. I feel it now. Hold on. Just give me a break. You know how we do. You just got to give me a couple of seconds to get through it. It's a rhythm thing. My diaphragm is going and it's forcing hiccups up and it's we're going to move through it. All right, so we talked about the personal computer on this day in 1981. The IBM personal computer is released and the world was never the same. On this day in 1990, Sue, the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton found to date, is discovered by Sue Hendrickson in South Dakota. That's pretty cool. I know Sue. I have a good relationship with Sue. Sue is I believe I don't know if she still is, but she was for a while. Like her permanent home was in Chicago at the Field Museum. So you would walk in and you would see Sue. Sue was like the first thing that you'd see when you walk into the Grand Hall. Sue's a dinosaur. Sue's a massive dinosaur. Sue is and I think it's so cool that like she's the largest fully intact skeletal remain of like a gigantic dinosaur. And she's from South Dakota. Like they didn't have to go to Turkey. They didn't pull her off a mountain and an iceberg in Antarctica. No. They yanked her right out of South Dakota. I think that's cool. Let's see here. Hey, Ed, is Sue still at the Field Museum? I think she is. I think she's like she's their big banger there. She's the reason people go to the Field Museum. They go to see Sue. I've seen Sue a million times. I've taken my now 13-year-old kid to see Sue. Sue's a big giant dinosaur bones. On this day in 1992, Canada, Mexico, and the United States announced completion of negotiation for the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. NAFTA was put into effect on this day in 1992. And again, the world was never the same. Yes, Ed says yes, Sue is still at the Field Museum. Okay, very good. I'm still battling some hiccups, these intermittent hiccups that seem to be trying to get out. That's not good. See, that's not good. I sat around and I waited for it. Oh, boy. There's a lot going on today, too. Just need to get this nonsense straight. All right. On this day in 1994, the Major League Baseball players go on strike, forcing the cancellation of the rest of the 94 season, including the 1994 World Series. And let me tell you, folks, this is not a good memory for me because my White Sox in 1994 were dominating the American League. We were the pick to win the World Series. We were supposed to go all the freaking way. And they canceled the World Series and the team got broken up and we were never the same. So on this day, the 1994 Major League Baseball season was put up on blocks and canceled. The one time there was like, so I was born, so I'd been a White Sox fan at that point for probably 20 something years, right? And we'd had a couple of good teams, a couple of teams that had contended and maybe won a division or two. But this 94 team was special, man. It was the primes of Frank Thomas, of Jack McDowell, of Robin Ventura. I mean, we had a good team. We had Timmy Raines. We had a good team that year. Good pitching too. Oh my God, Alvarez and I don't know. I'm sure there was like Garcia in there, and I don't know. We just had great pitching. We had great pitching. We had great bangers. We played long ball, and they canceled the season on us. It was the one season in my history of watching the White Sox where I went, we're going to be not just good and competitive this year. We're going to be like the best team in the American League this year. And then they canceled the season. It was awful. Let's celebrate some birthdays because some people did have some birthdays on this day. Let's go all the way back to 1860 and talk about a lady who died in 1907. She could not have known what her loins had wrought. Happy birthday, Kiera Hitler. That's right, Hitler's mom, born on this day in 1860. Boy, think about that. If that had never happened, if Hitler's mom had never been, well, somebody else probably would have filled the void because evil demands attention. And like I said, if it wasn't Hitler, it probably would have been somebody else. On this day, born in 1881, Cecil B. DeMille. Cecil B. DeMille, one of the greats of Hollywood, American director and producer. One of the, basically when people talk about the film industry of today and how did we get here and who was the guy, Cecil B. DeMille is most often or given credit as being the guy. He was the first like weirdo director. Like directors are like Tim Burton type. They're kind of weirdos, Cecil B. DeMille was like a weirdo director back at a time when film wasn't considered an art. There was, it was just something that people put a penny in a thing and crank it and they look at moving pictures, right? So it evolved a little bit past that by the time Cecil B. DeMille came into play. But he was the first weirdo director, one of the most important people in the history of Hollywood. So happy birthday to you, born on this day in 1881, Cecil B. DeMille. Oh, you got your Harry Warners. Oh, you got your Daryl Zanucks. Oh, you got your who was the Meyer? Who was the Meyer guy of Metro Gold? I don't know, but Cecil B. DeMille is right up there with all of them. Born on this day in 1907, died in 1988, Joe Besser. Curly Joe Besser, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The guy who, he didn't just replace Curly in the Three Stooges. He replaced Shemp, who was replacing Curly. So it's like we got Moe, Larry, and Curly. And we can't do Curly anymore because I don't know what Curly was, a health problem or something. I don't know, whatever. The original Curly steps aside and they move in Shemp, who's another brother. He's one of these, he's related to Shemp. Who's it? Moe? I don't know, maybe Moe. Shemp kind of looked like Moe now that I think about it. Anyway, so they moved Shemp in. They moved away from the Curly model, which is the fat, bald guy, the fat, innocent, kind of simple-minded, dimwit, fat, bald guy. Curly. They move into Shemp, which doesn't look that way. And then Shemp has to leave for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe he did a McLean Stevenson. He thought he was going to go be a movie star. And then they replaced him with Curly Joe Besser, who looked just like Curly, except a little different. And so that's why they call him Curly Joe Besser. Curly Joe Besser, probably the least liked. Right? Isn't he like the least liked of all of the? Nobody likes Curly Joe Besser. You see a Three Stooges show come on and it's Curly Joe Besser, you probably ain't sticking around. Born on this day in 1949, Mark Knopfler, Scottish English singer, songwriter, guitarist, producer, Dire Straits, Sultan of Swing. He wants his MTV, all of that stuff. Mark Knopfler, born on this day in 1949. Born on this day in 1963, Sir Mix-a-Lot, American rapper, producer, and actor. Baby Got Back. Born on this day in 1971, Michael Ian Black, American comedian, actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. I like Michael Ian Black. He's a fun person to follow on Twitter. Although I have to be honest, last couple of months, he's gone away from the funny and he's getting a little too political. So I'm a little bit backing off of Michael Ian Black. But I like Michael Ian Black. He's funny. He used to be on a show called The State back in the 90s. Very funny on The State. Always thought he was going to be a big movie star. Always thought he was going to be like a comedy guy that would jump off of like, you know, these sketch comedy shows and like break out into movies and stuff. He never did. Ah, well, it's your birthday. Enjoy it anyway, Michael Ian Black. Born on this day in 1971, umbilical cousins to Michael Ian Black, a world-class babe, one of the greats of the 90s, one of the great 90s beauties, Rebecca Gayheart. Remember Rebecca Gayheart? She was on 90210. She killed somebody. I think she killed somebody. Didn't she kill somebody? Wasn't she like drunk driving and she ran over a kid at like a school crossing and she got away with it? Because I don't know how she got away with it. But whatever. But happy birthday, Rebecca. That's all in the past except for the family of the kid you killed. But, you know, hey, whatever. You're a movie star and you're beautiful and it's your birthday, so enjoy. Born on this day in 1971, Pete Sampras, American tennis player. American tennis, great. Is he the best American tennis player of all time? I don't know. I'm not qualified to make such a judgment. I don't know shit about tennis. Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck, American actor, born on this day in 1975. Casey Affleck, of course, the lesser Affleck, Ben's brother, the Halflack, if you will. Casey the Halflack. He's Ben's little brother, and he is celebrating a birthday today, born in 1975. Casey Halflack. Born on this day in 1988, Tyson Fury. I think he's like the only boxer. He's like the only heavyweight boxer I can name. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that he's the champ. I don't know. He's like the only. And by the way, your last name is Fury. Okay. You're born. Your last name is Fury. Your mom and your dad are holding you. You're an infant. Your last name is Fury. And they decide to name you Tyson. Your name is Tyson Fury. You almost had to become a boxer, right? I mean, that is like, if anyone was born into a boxing name, it was Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury sounds like, if you were to make up, like if you had made a video game and you had to create like the video game character who's like the scariest boxer in the game, you might name him Tyson Fury. I'm just saying. It's a good name. Good name. I'm not really familiar with him. I think he's a big white English guy, right? Isn't that who he is? I don't know. I don't like boxing. Boxing is boring to me. I like MMA. Born on this day in 1992, someone whose name is complicated. It's a hard name. It's a hard last name to say, but I can pronounce it properly because I know who she is while at the same time not having a clue who she is. Happy birthday, Cara Delevingne, right? Delevingne, English model. And don't know who she is. Have no idea. I mean, I've seen her. Like, if you showed me a picture of her and you said, who's this? I would go, I don't know. That person looks familiar. And then they'd go, oh, that's Cara Delevingne. I go, oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of her. Is that what she looks like? So that's how I feel about her. I don't know anything about her. I thought she was a singer. I really did. I thought she was a singer until I just read English model and actress. You know, let me click on her. Let me see if they give me a picture of her. Give me a picture of old Cara Delevingne. Let me see. She's a model? She's a young woman. Well, 92, born in 92, so she's 28. I'm sorry, 28, she's 30. She's a 30-year-old woman. She's blonde. She earns her living as a model and an actress. I'd say she looks to me, I mean, I'm just looking at her for the first. She looks more like an actress than a model. You know, I mean, she's pretty, but yeah, I don't know that she's like, she seems to have like, okay, whatever. Happy birthday, Cara Delevingne. I'm spending way too much time breaking down your looks when I just glossed over the fact that Rebecca Gayheart, who I called a great beauty, murdered a little kid in a crosswalk walking to school. So I'm going to stop now. We got some deaths. Some people died on this day. We'll run through these and then we'll get into the trending topics. Dead on this day in 1964, Ian Fleming. English spy, it says. I'm so tired of this Ian Fleming bullshit. English spy, journalist, and author. Okay, so Ian Fleming wrote all the James Bond movies. He's a 007 guy. And apparently during World War II, he worked in intelligence, right? But I think, I've heard this. they have tried to mythologize who Ian Fleming was by trying to say that he was the real James Bond, and like the James Bond stories are all like taken from his real. No, have you ever seen a James Bond movie? I've not seen many. And part of the reason that I don't see many James Bond movies is because they're stupid. It's not like real espionage being depicted. It's like Dr. Evil with his golden claw. It's like stupid, dumb shit. So this whole idea that, well, Ian Fleming, he wrote all of that stuff after having done. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Ian Fleming was never a spy who had to battle like the Moonraker or anything. It's so dumb. Ian Fleming was probably just like a clerk or maybe an analyst who had a desk job. And then he decided to get out of that line of work and write books about he created the character of James Bond. Great character, timeless character, given all credit where it's due. But this idea that Ian Fleming himself was like the real James Bond. Oh, stop it. Stop it. That's not what espionage was like during the Cold War. It wasn't, boat chases and, high speed shootouts on the Swiss Alps. It wasn't like that. That's what James Bond is. So stop it. Dead on this day in 1982, Henry Fonda, American icon, great actor, the Fonda family. Henry Fonda died on this day in 1982. Died on this day in 2007. Merv Griffin, American actor, singer, and producer, created Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, God, man, Merv Griffin money. Merv Griffin money is a thing. Merv Griffin had a lot of money. He created a lot of stuff, owned a lot of property. I mean, he's a billionaire. He's Merv Griffin money. He's got big money. Yesterday, this is interesting because yesterday, you remember we talked a little bit about Mike Douglas. Mike Douglas had a daytime TV talk show in the 1970s. And yesterday was a weird day. Yesterday was both Mike Douglas's birthday and the day that Mike Douglas died. Mike Douglas was one of a couple dudes who did daytime talk shows, who did them like they were nighttime talk shows. Not the way daytime talk shows are done today. Today, daytime talk shows are all geared towards people who are, home because they're unemployed, or maybe people who work from home, or, whatever that is. Very female targeted, actually. It's like if you watch, whether we're going all the way back to the days of Rosie or Ellen or Oprah, those shows, all the afternoon talk shows all became sort of targeted towards women. So, but in the 70s, they just did talk shows at 3:00 in the afternoon the exact same way they did them at 11:00 at night. So I said that Mike Douglas, who was born and died yesterday, he was sort of, if we're talking about all of the talk show hosts, I said Mike Douglas was like the Cincinnati Bengals, right? So if Johnny Carson is the New England Patriots, if David Letterman is the Dallas Cowboys, if Conan O'Brien is the Green Bay Packers, if Jack Parr is San Francisco 49er, you know what I mean? If Steve Allen is the Chicago Bears, the legacy brands, right? The big. So Mike Douglas, I gave him the Cincinnati Bengals. I say he'd be like the Cincinnati Bengals, right? Okay. If Carson is the New England Patriots, then Mike Douglas was the Cincinnati Bengals. Not atrocious. They've been good a couple of times. They were good last year. They've got some things, but overall, not really one of the great brands in history. Merv Griffin, however, also did a daytime talk show. He died on this day in 2007. Merv Griffin would be like, what would Merv Griffin be? Merv Griffin be like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's give Merv Griffin the Pittsburgh Steelers. How's that? I think we gave Arsenio Hall the Oakland Raiders. We gave Carson the Patriots. We gave Letterman the Cowboys. We gave Conan the Packers. We gave Steve Allen, I gave the Bears. We had Jack Parr, I gave the 49ers. All right, so Merv Griffin is the Steelers. I like that. All right, dead on this day. Merv Griffin was big now. Merv Griffin was bigger than Mike Douglas. Dead on this day in 2009, Les Paul, American guitarist and songwriter. I don't know much about guitars. I don't know much about, except I spent a lot of time around musicians. I don't play anything, but I spend an inordinate amount of time around musicians. Seems like all my friends are musicians. Apparently Les Paul's a thing. Les Paul's a guy. He's a guy. He's legit. And he died on this day in 2009. Dead on this day in 2014, Lauren Bacall, American model, actress, and singer. Never forget her turn on The Sopranos, where she played herself, and Christopher Moltisanti went out to the Oscars, and he tried to steal Lauren Bacall's gift bag, and he mugged her. It was Lauren Bacall playing Lauren Bacall on The Sopranos, getting mugged by Christopher Moltisanti. Lauren Bacall was a great beauty in her day, I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking now. I know what she looked like when she was 30. So yeah, she was a great beauty, and she was famously hooked up with Humphrey Bogart. And oh, they were Bogart and Bacall. Oh my God, the love story for the ages. Guys, look at that love story. He was like 60 and she was like 23. What? Nobody ever commented about, oh, it's Bogey and his hot young. I don't know. People didn't care. I don't care. I don't care. Just for the record, I don't care. But it just seems like the kind of thing that people today would be crazy outraged about. Whereas back then it was, Bogey's got himself a hot young. Nobody ever talked about the fact that there was like an insane age difference between Humphrey Bogart and the love of his life, Lauren Bacall. She died today in 2014. All right, let's run through some of these things that are trending here. Let's, like I said, I don't know how long today's show is going to go, but we'll get through as much as we can. All right. Nuclear is trending. Nukes, nuclear, all of them. It doesn't matter. It's trending number one across most platforms. Although I saw on Twitter recently that it dropped down. So nukes are trending because, the search of Mar-a-Lago, what are they looking for? Apparently, they are looking for nuclear documents that were not accounted for. That they don't know if these are nuclear documents as they pertain to the United States Defense Forces, or possibly it's being speculated that he could have just taken nuclear information about other countries. And, those who see him a certain way say, well, yeah, he's got documents from other. He's going to sell that shit on the open market. You know how much, Turkey's nuclear arsenal might be worth to a country like, I don't know. I don't know what country doesn't like turkey, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, so that's what that's about. That's why nukes are trending. Merrick Garland is also trending. We're going to run through these divisive things right off the top here. Merrick Garland is also trending after a couple of days of calls from pro-Trump groups to release the warrant or release the search warrant, right? Because they obviously, when you look at the two sides, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a 30,000 foot view of this. Okay. I'm going to remove myself from all of this nonsense. And I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at, you got the one side over here. Okay. You got Trump, you got him, and you got all of his supporters. You got this side over here. And then you got the other side, which is like, I don't know, the country. Not the entire, like, not the people, because I know we're split. But what I'm saying is like the institution of the United States of America. So you've got the institution of the United States of America, and then you've got this guy. And this guy's followers all believe that the institution of the United States of America is run by lizard people, alien pedophiles. So when that's the starting point, when the starting point is we're us, they're them, we don't like them because they're alien lizard people who, create pedophile movies. When that's where you're starting from, then absolutely anything that the other side does, no matter how by the book it appears, it's going to be shouted down with, you can't trust anything from them because they're lizard people, alien pedophiles. And that's where we are. So after days of the people who are on we'll call it MAGA Nation. So MAGA Nation, after days of release the warrant, Merrick Garland got up yesterday and he said, people want the warrant released. Oh my God. Okay, he's got the warrant, first of all. I mean, I like Merrick Garland made that perfectly clear yesterday. He's like, okay, you guys, ask him. We sealed the warrant out of courtesy, because that's what you do. We didn't even announce that we were doing this. This became public because he himself, former President Trump, he himself put it out on Twitter that this was happening. So, okay, then we were asked, is this happening? And we said yes. But we didn't announce it. We didn't make it public. We weren't trying to embarrass him. We didn't have the news media out there. We didn't call them for perp walk or whatever you want to, say. We did it. This is the course of our investigation that's been going on for a long time. Release the documents. Well, We gave them the document. They have the documents. If they want the documents released, they'll release them. But since you people are going crazy, it was a courtesy that we sealed them because of the sensitive nature of all of this and him being a former president and the divisive nature of discourse in this country. We kept it quiet. We didn't want to be needlessly provocative in that way. But since you people are all saying there's something to hide, the Attorney General of the United States, is now going to ask the judge to unseal it. Go ahead. You want to see it? You can see it. So remember, there was like a couple of days of like the Trump side going, unseal the documents. And then Merrick Garland says, all right, I'll unseal them. Fine. You guys can see them. Go ahead. And now the Trump people are going, we're going to sue you if you try and release the documents. So there you go. So that's what's going on. That's why Merrick Garland is trending. The Trump legal team they have now filed an injunction against the Attorney General and the Department of Justice to keep the search warrant sealed. So what do you want? MAGA people, what do you want? Do you want them unsealed? Because, okay, we'll unseal them. Okay, now that we're unsealing them, the people who you are advocating for are saying, don't unseal them. We don't want them. They don't want them unsealed because of the charges that are laid forth in them. They don't want it to be public. The Trump side doesn't want it to be public. All of the stuff that they got in, that's why. What? So anyway, I will see how this plays out. I don't know what all this is about. It's good, though. Get your popcorn, because I don't think it's over. Salman Rushdie. This is breaking news. Salman Rushdie is trending. I don't know if you... Salman Rushdie, Satanic Verses. He wrote a book like 30 years ago that was critical of the Ayatollah Khomeini. And so a fatwa was put out on Salman Rushdie like 30 years ago. A fatwa. A fatwa is where they say, this person must be killed for Islam. So dude for 30 years he hadn't been hiding. I think he was hiding like the first 5 years. I think the first 5 years of it, Salman Rushdie was in hiding. And then, I don't know, like 20 years ago, Salman Rushdie started making appearances. And every time I see Salman Rushdie on a TV show or being interviewed or something, I think, good Lord, man, there's a fatwa on this guy. This guy is doing TV interviews. This guy's going on Face the Nation. This guy's going on Bill Maher. This guy's going on The Daily Show. Well, it seems to have all caught up for old Salman Rushdie this morning. Breaking news, author Salman Rushdie has been attacked as he was about to give a lecture in Western New York. An AP reporter witnessed a man storm the stage at the Chautauqua Institution and begin punching and stabbing Rushdie as he was being introduced. He's been rushed to a hospital. Let's see what the absolute latest is on Salman Rushdie, because that story comes to us at least a half hour. Let's see here. I'm going to try and find the most recent thing, because really it was just going on. So, okay, let's see here. Salman Rushdie. Let's look at the latest news. Give me the most recent story that's been filed. What does the most recent story say? Okay. All right. So this is The Guardian, and this is about a half hour ago. This seems to be the most recent one. Hold on. Yeah, it's developing right now. There's like a whole bunch of... All right, interim summary. For those just joining this discussion, this comes from The Guardian, and this story is being filed as we speak. They're updating it, as a matter of fact, right now. Interim summary. This is just posted as of 3 minutes ago. For those just joining us, here is a summary of everything known so far about the attack on author Salman Rushdie, who was stabbed Friday morning during a planned talk at the Chautauqua Institution in Western New York. Several members of the literary community have expressed outrage. Of course, outrage. It's our most easily accessible emotion. Outrage, concern, and worries about today's attack on Rushdie, with many wishing the famed author a speedy recovery. New York State Governor Kathy Hochul condemned the attack and praised first responders who treated Rushdie at the scene, adding that the author is getting the care he needs at an area hospital. A suspected attacker was taken into custody, said the New York State Police early today. No further information on the suspect was provided. Rushdie suffered an apparent stab wound to the neck and was treated on site before being transferred to a local hospital via helicopter. Rushdie's writings previously led to death threats from Moran in the 1980s and 90s, though no information is known on his attacker. This story is developing. All right, so there you go. So we'll be watching that one all day long. Let's see. The FBI is trending because a day after the Department of Justice served a search warrant on President Trump, one of his crazy guys, a big poster over there on the Truth Social, one of his crazy guys decided to attack the FBI yesterday. We covered this. It was ongoing during the show yesterday. After days and days of him posting on Truth Social about how arm up, quit your jobs, get yourself some guns, we've got to attack the FBI. This was all after the search warrant was served on Mar-a-Lago. He started posting these things. And Truth Social, as is common with people involved in these kinds of things, wiped the history of this guy's page from the Truth. But luckily, a lot of intrepid young amateur journalists out there have gotten enough. They've screenshotted all of his stuff. So this guy attacked the FBI in Cincinnati, Ohio yesterday. He pulled up dressed in Kevlar, had some weapons with him. No idea what kind of weapons. He barged into the FBI, made some menacing comments, and then a whole bunch of FBI agents drew their guns on him. Like a whole bunch of FBI. It's like that scene in the Blues Brothers at the end where they finally get to the county tax assessor's office and the guy stamps the documents that they need. And as soon as they stamp, it's like 1,000 guns. That's kind of what this idiot did when he tried to alone attack the FBI field office. So he ran out of there when all the FBI when it turned out they have guns too. He ran out of there. He got in his car, started a car chase. There was a big police chase through Cincinnati and Kentucky. It ended in a cornfield, and this moron is dead. So there you go. That's why the FBI is trending. The FBI killed him in a cornfield for being an asshole. Anne Heche is also trending today. I'm telling you, man, we've been covering this Anne Heche thing. It's taken a turn for the worse today as family have announced that they do not expect Anne Heche to survive. They do not expect her to. Apparently, she's being kept alive currently on life support. And the only reason that they're still doing this is because they're trying to find people for her organs. She is an organ donor, and she wants to, pass on her organs or whatever. But apparently it's looking like Anne Heche is not going to make it. Anne Heche, who remains hospitalized after crashing her vehicle into a Los Angeles residence last week, is not expected to survive. This according to a statement from her family and friends shared with CNN by a representative. Unfortunately, due to her accident, Anne Heche suffered a severe anoxic brain injury and remains in a coma in critical condition. She is not expected to survive. It has long been her choice to donate her organs, and she is being kept on life support to determine if any of her organs are viable. Anoxic brain injury occurs when the brain is starved of oxygen. Last Friday, Heche was in a car that was traveling at a high rate of speed when it ran off the road and collided with a residence that became engulfed in flames. A woman inside the home at the time of the crash suffered minor injuries and sought medical attention at the scene. Heche has remained in critical condition. Earlier this week, a spokesperson for Heche told CNN the actress suffered significant pulmonary injury requiring mechanical ventilation. She broke her heart. She literally smashed her heart. Broke her heart, not the metaphorical, you broke my heart. No, broke her heart. She broke her heart. Smashed her heart. Heche has remained in critical condition. Earlier this week, a spokesman for Heche told CNN the actress suffered significant pulmonary injury requiring mechanical ventilation and burns that require extensive surgical intervention. So she's burned up pretty good. All right. This is not good. So I reading the story this morning, I decided, or actually I recognized that I really don't know anything about Anne Heche. So I started to read. I read a couple of bios on her, and I kind of went through her life history and all that kind of stuff. And she was crazy. She's a crazy person. She has some well documented over the years mental issues. But when you know her life story, it's like, well, how could she be normal? How could she she contracted genital herpes when she was an infant because her father molested her. That's how it starts for Anne Heche. Then she is moved around from town to town because her mom and dad are like over the top crazy religious Christian cult members. They just go from weird Christian thing to the next one. Meanwhile, remember, dad's molesting the kids. So, Jesus, but also molest the kids. Her mom seems to be her mom has been in denial all her life. Your father never did that, all that kind of stuff. Well, then how did I get genital herpes at 9 months old? And oh, by the way, dad had genital herpes. It was that kind of thing. So she has no relationship with her family. That's why I'm interested here when it says that her family has released a statement, because she's got a sister who seems to maybe be the only person that she still is even slightly connected to with her family. She doesn't talk to her mom. Her other brothers and sisters are all dead. Her brother died of suicide back when he was a teenager. Another sibling died in childbirth, and another one I think died of cancer or something. But she's got a 13-year-old son. Anne Heche has a 13-year-old son and a 20-year-old son. So when they say family, I'm thinking that's the family. It truly is one of the more depressing sort of Wikipedia pages that you can read. So anyway, maybe it's time for Anne Heche's struggle to be over, because man, this lady went through some shit. So anything that I thought about her before reading all of this stuff today, I'm just going to kind of wipe the slate clean, because honestly, I don't think Anne Heche ever had a chance. I'm just judging from her early life and her family life. It's just terrible. Speaking of something that I never thought had a chance, I never thought there'd be a chance that polio would come back, but apparently we're bringing back all the big hits. That's right. We're going to bring back Berry. We're going to have a rickets outbreak this fall. Scurvy making a big comeback in time to ruin our Thanksgiving plans. Polio is back, folks. Apparently polio is a thing that like all of our grandparents had to deal with. Not really some. They fixed polio back in like the 50s, I think, and they eradicated it. And I don't know. And now it's back. Symptoms of polio and what you need to do as 1 million children get the polio jab. Polio can don't trust the polio jab. Hey, you people out there, if you're setting, don't let your kids get the polio jab. You don't trust science. Just remember, you don't trust science. You can't just cherry pick the shit you believe in. Either the world's doctors are evil, or they're just the world's doctors doing what doctors do. You've got to make that choice, and you can't vacillate between the sides. You got to pick one and stay there. All right. Symptoms of polio and what you need to do. Polio can be transmitted through an infected person coughing or sneezing. It can also be caught through eating or drinking food or water. Well, it sounds like you can just pretty much get polio just being a human being. Let's see here. All children aged 1 to 9 in London are to be, I don't care about this. Okay, so polio's back. Make sure you get your kids the polio shots, okay? Because we don't need it coming back. We don't need like half the population of kids to not have polio shots, and then suddenly kids are ending up in iron lungs. I don't know. Is iron lung, is that a polio thing? I don't know. Seems like polio and the iron lung went away around the same time, so I just... Also trending today, Scott Peterson. Remember Scott Peterson? He was the handsome wife murderer. Oh, Scott Peterson. The name that launched 1,000 Dateline episodes, right? Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson. Beautiful young suburban family out there in San Diego. Lacey Peterson. Oh, and she adorable. She disappears. Scott Peterson killed her. Of course he killed her. We know he killed her. Remember he was golfing when he got arrested. I think he was doing the OJ thing. He was out there looking for the murderers of his wife on the nation's golf courses. Scott Peterson is getting a new trial. Looks like he's going to get a new trial. Scott, apparently one of the jurors back in 2000 or 2000, it was a long time ago. It was 2003, maybe something like that. I don't know. One of the jurors that convicted Scott Peterson turns out to have been kind of a flibbertigibbet. Turns out that there's enough there to actually say maybe he needs a new trial because I don't know about that juror. So that's what's going on. So Scott Peterson might be getting a new trial. We'll find out. Vegas is trending today, folks. Vegas is trending because apparently it's the biggest monsoon season on record. It was, as of yesterday, it was the biggest monsoon season in 10 years. And then it rained again. And now it's the biggest monsoon season in history. Apparently, there are some casinos that are getting flooded. I don't know if this is the Strip, because there's a lot of like dingy casinos around it. But I don't know where this is happening in Las Vegas. I just know Vegas is flooding. That's what it says. Las Vegas is flooding. It's the wettest monsoon season on record. And there you have it. So monsoon season. Vegas is in a desert. I didn't know they had monsoons in deserts. Apparently they do. Here's an old school one. Yeah. How fun is this? Michelle Branch is trending. Michelle Branch and Patrick Carney are trending. Patrick Carney is, of course, from the Black Keys, and Michelle Branch, she's like a one-hit wonder, right? She only had that one song, Everywhere. You're everywhere to me when I close my eyes. Right? That was it. That's it. That's all she ever did. And then she married the Patrick dude from the what the hell's going on here? Right. Yeah, this one. All right, so this is Michelle Branch, just so you know who we're talking about. She's trending today. She did something. She did something bad. Yeah, remember this? Remember this song? Had a good chorus. Very catchy. And then here, this chorus. Great chorus. Nope, not yet. Bridge. Second verse. Okay. All right, so I thought the chorus came. Personally, if I was producing, I'd have gotten right to the chorus right away, man. You can't have that chorus. That hook is great. You can't have it enough in the song, and you want to get to it early. Come on, you want people. If you can, it's like getting your best hitter another at bat. Here it is. May not be my, it's kind of like a chick pop rock kind of thing, but I'm a record company executive, and somebody walks into my office and plays that song. I go, boom, sign it up, baby, because that is a hit. That is a hit song. That is a feminine pop anthem. All right, so Michelle Branch, that's her. So now we know who Michelle Branch is. Because I had forgotten. I was like, she had like one hit, right? Was she the one? You know who I thought she was? Briefly, I thought she was the I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a band, dun 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 dun. But that's Meredith Brooks. That's someone named Meredith Brooks. That is not Michelle Branch. That's Meredith Brooks. A different MB, but maybe same time period. I don't know. Who knows? Michelle Branch has been arrested. That's right. She beat the snot out of Patrick Carney, her Black Keys boyfriend, or her husband. They've been married. They're married. They got kids too and stuff. Didn't know that. Didn't know that Michelle Branch and Patrick Carney of the Black Keys were married. I love the Black Keys. Didn't know he was married to Michelle Branch. Michelle Branch was arrested for domestic violence against her estranged husband, Patrick Carney. Police were called to the Everywhere singer's Nashville home at 2:08 a.m. local time Thursday. Police got the call at 2:08 in the morning at the home of Michelle Branch and her estranged husband, Patrick Carney. 2:08 in the morning. Somebody's out there fooling around. Okay, 2:08 in the morning. Somebody's coming home at 2:08, and but they described them as estranged. So what were they doing together? If they're estranged, what are they doing together to? I don't know. We'll break this down. Thursday, 2:08 local time Thursday. So 208. So this would have been not last night, but the night before. Okay. So police arrived at the home at 208 local time Thursday for a possible domestic disturbance. Court documents show that Michelle Branch admitted to slapping the Black Keys rocker in the facial area one or two times. One or two times means she went whack, 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 whack. Get out of here. I hate you. Pushed him. That's what one or two times mean. She didn't just go, it wasn't like that. And that's how she's telling it to the cops. But she went nuts. Once you uncork the violence with it, and she's a little girl. Once you uncork the violence in little girls, it is game on, people. Carney did not have any visible facial injuries, according to the complaint. The Davidson County Sheriff's Office confirmed to us that Branch, 39, was released Thursday after she posted $1,000 bail. She was originally ordered to be held for 12 hours, but she was released early due to the fact that she is breastfeeding an infant. Look at that. She has a hearing scheduled for November 7th to face charges of domestic assault. So there you go. So a little bit of trouble in the Branch Carney household. That's too bad. What else do we have here? This is a weird one. Okay, so I avoid these, but this is such a weird one. I don't know what to make of this. Okay, so apparently one of the major K-pop bands that is out there is known as Luna. Luna, Loona. Okay, they're big. They're big. They trend all the time. I don't know. Luna is trending today. By the way, Luna is an all-girl group. This is like the Spice Girls of K-pop. Beautiful, adorable, cute little, they look like little anime figures up there singing and dancing, right? So, I get the appeal. Luna had a show last night, and one of the girls in the band had a breakdown on stage. She apparently broke down. And here, we'll just read it to you. We'll give you a story. I think there's some good video too. So maybe we'll see some video of this adorable little girl just having a breakdown on stage. Why did she have a breakdown on stage, though, you may ask? Well, because apparently the crowd likes another girl in the band more. That's right. That's apparently the reason. Apparently, she doesn't like that she's not the Justin Timberlake of the group. She doesn't like that she's not the Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5. And she had a bit of a breakdown. Let's see here. I'll pull the story up. You gotta feel bad. I don't feel bad for her because the world is tough. And I would think that you, a South Korean citizen, would be tougher. What with living so close to Korea, I would think that maybe you wouldn't break down because of crowd. Where was this concert? Oh, in Chicago. Look at this. In Chicago. Luna fans say Kim Lip, apparently her name is Kim Lip. Luna fans say Kim Lip was seen crying before walking off mid-Chicago gig. Luna fans have sent messages of support to band member Kim Lip after she was apparently getting tearful before walking off the band's tour mid-gig in Chicago last night. The popular K-pop group is currently on their first world tour called Luna the World, and Chicago was their stop on Thursday. However, many fans are concerned about Kim Lip after she was spotted leaving the band's mid-Chicago performance. The marketing agency representing the group has since come forward with a statement about the matter. On Thursday, Luna's world tour continued with a performance. This is the statement. Continued with a performance that took place in Chicago. Unfortunately, fans in the audience saw band member Kim Lip leaving the stage before the end of the concert. As seen in a Twitter video posted by user Maury, the singer was trying to speak when the crowd started chanting for Vivi. Vivi's another one. So Kim Lip is like, I'm very happy to be here. And this, whatever she was trying to say, she's probably very soft-spoken little girl. And people were like, Vivi! Vivi! And she got flustered because people were yelling for somebody else while she was trying to talk. And I don't know, it's probably trying to sell merchandise, something important. Something important in the industrial complex that is the money-making machine of K-pop. She was probably trying to get, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube, doing that whole thing. And it's very important. She gets yelled at if she doesn't do it right. And while she's trying to do it, people are like, Vivi, Vivi. So she has a bit of a breakdown. Do we have any video of this? Can we see something? What's this? All right. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, we'll do this one. This is fine. All right, let's watch this video. Let's see if this is okay. Hey, who wants to see an adorable little 19-year-old South Korean girl be emotionally broken on stage? Who wants to see that? Let's watch, shall we? No, that ain't it. Yeah, it is. That's it. Okay. So here they are. All right. All right. So here's what we're looking at. First of all, look at these adult girls. They look okay. Very good. Round of applause. I get the appeal. This is Luna. This is Luna, South Korean pop group. All right, so it's this one right here. Oh, we'll get rid of Michelle Branch. We don't need to play that anymore. It's this one right here, right? I think this is her. The blonde girl. See her? I'm like sort of. This is the one who gets upset. And I think this, see the one with her arms raised? She's giving the thumbs up. Okay, I think that's the popular one. I think that's the one everybody likes. All right, let's see what happens here. See, she's trying to talk. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Oh my God, she is gorgeous. Jeez. See it? She's trying to talk, and they're going V, 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 V. V, and she kind of stops, and her eyes, she kind of looks around. Here, let's watch that again. Let's see if we can spot the exact moment she breaks. Okay, now look at even Vivi. She's like, okay, look at now this one. She's like, Vivi, control your people, and she's like, come on now, stop it. She's like, you guys, come on. Please. Oh my God, how many are there? Did you see that? Did you see how many there are? 1, 2. Wait, no. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 members. There are 11 members of this girl group. They are going to make no individual money. They'd better have their plans for what they're going to make their money off of post this. They need to use this as a stepping stone to whatever comes next, because there are 11 girls in this group. None of them are getting rich. I mean, they're better off than me, but none of them are getting rich. You know what I'm saying? They got to go solo. They want to go rich. You got 11 people in your band. What's the matter with you? You're not going to make any money. Just ask Earth, Wind, and Fire. Just ask Parliament Funkadelic. Can't have that many people and expect to live in a mansion in Beverly Hills. What else do we have here now? Polio, Scott Peterson, Vegas, Michelle Branch, Luna. Okay, so here we go. So this is kind of a sad one. This is not necessarily breaking news because nobody is certain when it happened. It's believed that it happened recently, but it is just being announced now, and that is Howard Stern's dad. Ben Stern died. Ben Stern, remember Ben Stern? You used to listen to Howard Stern, and you'd hear Howard talking to his mom and his dad. Shut up, you idiot! His dad was so funny. Howard Stern is now talking openly about the passing of his father, which comes as news because it had not previously been announced, and the family hasn't set a cause of death and all that kind of stuff. But there you go. Ben Stern, Howard Stern's father, has passed away. And Howard is giving an interview to the New Yorker about his father. Let's see. Oh, here's a fun one we can watch. Okay, who doesn't enjoy this one? This one is Tripping Bear was trending on Google early this morning, and I was like, Tripping Bear? Aaron Rodgers is a tripping packer, but I'm not familiar with Tripping Bear. So apparently, this comes from Turkey. So apparently in Turkey, they have this thing called mad honey. Mad honey, like mad, crazy, cuckoo, crazy, mad honey. And it's something that happens with honey. And apparently a bear, a big old bear in Turkey, got into this big old bucket of mad honey and just started tripping balls. So the humans that were around, they did what humans do. They started to film the tripping bear, which let's watch this, but then I have some thoughts. Right, so this bear is tripping balls right now.
Koray, görüyor musun ayı? Oturuyor. Az yedin balığı.
He doesn't even know he's a bear right now. If he knew he was a bear, he would be eating these people. He doesn't even know that he's an arch predator.
Bal tuttu lan seni. Bal tuttuysa canlanır mı birazdan ama?
Vallahi canını.
Okay, this is acid. Acid is scary because you don't know. If the bear has a bad trip, everybody's dead. That's just what's going to happen. The bear starts to trip bad, everybody's dead. What if you gave a bear ecstasy? What if you went to a... I'm not saying do this. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised it hasn't been done and filmed for YouTube. But what if you went to a zoo, and what if you gave like a lion a whole bunch of ecstasy? Like if you gave a lion, it's not going to kill him, but like what if you gave a lion like a bunch of ecstasy or some like just really pure Molly, right? What would happen? Would you be able to hug that lion? Would you? Because, ecstasy makes you super sweet and super kind. Would that manifest itself in like a lion in the same way that it does a human? Like if you gave a lion, like this bear, okay, so we're looking at the bear. The bear's tripping on hallucinogenic, whatever. So the bear's tripping. Tripping is different than rolling, as they say, I guess, if we're going to call them by the proper things. Rolling on ecstasy or Molly, different than tripping on acid. Okay, so I'd be afraid to be around an animal that was tripping on acid just because of the X factor. You don't know. At any moment, he could have a bad trip. And again, like I say, we're all dead. But ecstasy, if this bear was on ecstasy, I bet you could lay on this bear's lap. I bet you could snuggle with this bear. I bet you could kiss it. I bet you could do all kinds of things with an... Okay, all right. I'm not going to do it, but I would watch a video if some kid went to a zoo and gave a lion ecstasy.
Birazdan kendine geldin var ya.
Back to the tripping bear.
Saldır valla. Koray nasıl lan?
He's like, make it stop, man. Make it stop.
Allah bismillah.
Whoa. Am I a bear?
Atlamasın aşağı.
I'm tripping balls.
Olabilir diye valla.
I mean, come on, that's great, right? A bear tripping balls. Again, I don't want to be anywhere near it. Again, bear was on ecstasy. Maybe I'd have a different opinion, but bear tripping on acid. No way. No way. Acid is too unpredictable. There's no way. And a bear. Okay, so like a human being who is tripping on acid and who is starting to gravitate towards a bad trip, that human on some level understands that he has ingested something that may be causing him to feel and see and act this particular way. That bear doesn't have that frame of reference. That bear has no idea that it ate something that is making him do this. All this bear knows is that this is the world I live in now. This is now the way things look. My hand ghosts itself. Look at my hand. Like so the bear is probably freaking out more than maybe a human who was having a bad trip, which is why I'm not going to go near any animals that are tripping. Nope, don't need it. Don't want to be a part of it. Field of Dreams. The big Field of Dreams baseball game was last night. Chicago Cubs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know, Cincinnati Reds, of course. Out there in Dyersville, Iowa, the Field of Dreams complex. It's a nice thing. I think I watched a little bit of it. I saw that weird Harry Carey thing circulating online. They made a hologram of Harry Carey, and they had him. Harry Carey was a legendary baseball announcer. For those of you who don't know. Fun guy, always drunk, legendary, icon of the game. So they created a hologram of Harry Carey, and apparently it was very weird, and it creeped people out because it didn't really. It looked like Asian. It looked like Japanese businessman Harry Carey. Well, here, maybe we'll find a picture for you. That's what I say. Japanese businessman Harry Carey. That's what he looked like. All right, let's see here. They do a nice job though with that. And by that I mean Major League Baseball. They do a nice job with the two games now that I've seen. All right, here it is. All right, so here this is the hologram of Harry Carey from last night, and I'm telling you, he looks like Japanese businessman Harry Carey. Here he is. This does not look like Harry Carey at all. How far along are we in the whole hologram technology thing that this is the best we can do? This is Harry Carey. Look up here, make it bigger. That's Japanese businessman Harry Carey. That doesn't look like Harry Carey. Anyway, Field of Dreams is trending for a number of reasons. There are a whole bunch of nice things. Like where do we have this? Is this do we should we show the opening? All right, let's see. All right, they walked out of the cornfield again. You know, look, this is all about the movie Field of Dreams. If you love the movie Field of Dreams, and I enjoy the movie Field of Dreams, my problem with the movie Field of Dreams is that baseball has embraced Field of Dreams as a baseball movie. And it's not a baseball movie. It's a movie about the relationship between a father and a son. That's what Field of Dreams is about. It's not a baseball movie. Bull Durham is a baseball movie. Okay. Major League is a baseball movie. I mean, there are baseball movies out there. The best baseball movie of all time, if you're asking for me, is Love of the Game. Kevin Costner. Love that movie. John C. Reilly, Kevin Costner, Love of the Game. That's a baseball movie. The entire movie is about life in baseball. Field of Dreams is not about that, but somehow Major League Baseball has embraced the Field of Dreams as being a baseball movie. So whatever, we're gonna go with it. I think it's a fine movie. I just push back when it's the same thing as like Die Hard's a Christmas movie. No, it's not. It's a movie that's set at Christmas time, but Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Christmas movies are a certain kind of movie about love and family and Christmas and giving and receiving. That's what Christmas movies are. That is not what Die Hard is about. There's a Christmas tree in Die Hard. That doesn't make it a Christmas movie. There is a game of baseball as the backdrop of Field of Dreams. It does not make Field of Dreams a baseball movie. All right. So here's how they. This is how it opened yesterday. Field of Dreams. Very big moment, baby. So here comes the old-timey Cincinnati Reds. Bunch of fathers and sons having a catch out there in the outfield as the two major league clubs emerge from the cornfields as they did in the movie. There you see the bunch of Cubs wearing their throwback uniforms. Reds. Johnny Bench. Look at Johnny Bench wearing the old-time Cincinnati Reds uniform. Don't know who that kid is. That kid's dad's rich because let me tell you, poor kids aren't out there on the field playing catch. Those are all dads who own car dealerships who sponsored. Yeah, I'm a little bitter. I don't like people born on third base. Look at this guy. Who's that? I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't recognize them in the old-timey uniforms. But there you go. Field of Dreams. Last night's game. Cubs won. And there you have it. Cincinnati. Boy, they had to have been. Jesus. Good Lord. You do the big showpiece mid-season game, Major League Baseball. You're like, we're going to do this big thing middle of the season every year. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to watch. Put it on national TV. Like, aside from the All-Star game and, like, playoff games, it's one of the rare network national TV games. I don't remember the last time I saw a game on Fox. I guess maybe Sunday night, but aren't those ESPN? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, big deal. It's a big deal. And they were stuck with the Cubs and the Reds, two really bad teams. Somebody had to win. Both were probably going to lose because they both suck, but one team won, and it was the Cubs. So there you go. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? We did the Tripping Bear. We did the Field of Dreams. Okay, couple more here that we'll go through. Here, I wanted to show you guys this. This went viral. This is oh no, I accidentally just X'd out of what I needed to be. All right, hold on. So this went viral. I wanted to show you this because it's so funny. There's no other reason other than, it was going around. You may have seen it. You may have seen it on I don't know, the Facebooks or the Twitters or whatever it is, the Instas, wherever it is that you bust your social nut. Hold on, I'm filling time waiting for this thing to open up. So it's a wedding. It's a little video from a wedding. I'll set it up to you this way. While we wait for the buffering and the buffering and I'll have a sip of coffee as I await. You people, I appreciate your patience. Hey, tip the show. You can do Cash App, you can do Venmo, you can help the show along. Just whatever you want. Drop a little something in there. It's we do a show every day, Monday through Friday, noon, right here, the High Noon Show. That's what you got. And then we do another one at 9 p.m. at night. Call that Pillow Talk. Pugs and Parker proudly present. That's a little bit more conversational. This is about topics. This is more about information, whereas the nighttime show is a bit more conversational. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get. It's still buffering, by the way. See, I accidentally closed something out, so now it's buffering. All right. Now this is really quick, so I don't know. I'll have to play it for you a couple of times. Buffering. Sorry, folks. Maybe it's something. There you go. It only took 10 seconds for the link to engage. That's it. Just 10 seconds. I leaned back and counted. This is an awfully far way to go for just a little video that I think is going to put a smile on your face. Oh, God. Look at how long it's taking. Look at how freaking long. All right, here we go. All right, this is adorable. So this little boy, okay, so you see the happy couple? They just got married. It's the bride and her new husband. Well, apparently the bride's got a kid. Bride's got a toddler. And the toddler does not like mom getting remarried. So here is the video. Look at this kid. Like, no! That's my mom! Okay. No! Oh, man. This little kid, he does not like this new guy kissing his mom. That's his mom. Only his mom. He's pounding his fist. He's not having it. That's his mom. No. That's just too great. Come on, that's too great. That is too great. All right, so that went viral. Unlike some mom's wedding. All right, so here's something else that's trending. Let's jump into the sports thing. Marshawn Lynch got himself a DUI. He got himself in trouble. I want to say it was in Vegas the other day. The video is out. That's right. Video of Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, being not really agreeable with police. He's video now of Marshawn Lynch pulled over and, it's a minute and a half of him arguing with police. Who's into that? I'm into it. Let's do it. Here you go. Marshawn Lynch getting his DUI and, not being compliant. At least not to the... Well, you'll see. Here you go. All right. This is Marshawn. What kind of car's he in? What kind of car's he got? Looks like a sweet car.
Ask him what's the problem.
No, he kind of gave us a name, but I can't find him.
I said, so what is the problem? The car's not on, the car's not going.
It looks like a Mustang, right? Like some tricked out Shelby kind of Cobra Mustang.
Okay. So here's the thing, okay? Right now, if you don't get out of the vehicle, you're going to be charged with obstructing an investigation. That is a criminal offense, and you will go to jail. Obstructing. There's not kind. There's only one kind. Okay. Because I've already explained it.
All right. He wants it explained to him what kind of obstruction. Well, they already told him obstruction of justice. But I do like how the cop. Well, there's only one kind of obstruction. You obstruct. It's to obstruct. It's like they're trying to explain to him.
Obstructing. There's not different kinds. There's only one kind. Because I've already explained it to you. Failing to obey a command by an officer or lawful order is obstructing. So it's your last chance. Step out of the vehicle for us.
So he won't get out of the car.
Okay. So if you understand, go ahead and step out for us.
Why would I not be pulled out?
All right, there he goes. They're pulling out Marshawn Lynch.
Go to get on your
Beast
stomach.
mode.
Roll over. Hands behind your back.
I do here. Watch this. This is interesting.
Why would I not be pulled out?
Right. Go to get on your stomach. Roll.
Look at this. He's wearing beast mode underwear. He's wearing his own branded underwear. Marshawn Lynch, Under Armour, beast mode underwear. Look at that. Nice branding. Well done, Marshawn. All right, there he goes. Marshawn Lynch getting arrested. Okay, that's it. That's all we have as far as prepared stuff. Let's jump in now. And see what's been happening since we started the show today. Okay, because there are a couple of stories we need to follow up on. The Salman Rushdie one is big. They pulled the plug on Anne Heche yet? I don't know. We're all waiting on that. Okay, let's jump in here. Let's see. Twitter's always the easiest to do first because these are the most, time sensitive, maybe. Timely, I guess, might be the better. Deadline Hollywood now reporting Anne Heche not expected to survive severe brain injury and pulmonary. All right, so brain and heart. That's what's going on with her. Hey, there's a new show, by the way. I haven't seen it trending. I don't know why it's not trending, but isn't there a new show on Netflix, a Jamie Foxx show that came on Netflix last night? Or I guess it's debuting today, but they post it like 2 a.m. Night Shift. I'm kind of interested in that. I think I'm going to watch that. I don't know if that's a series or if it's a movie, but it looks good. It's about dudes that hunt vampires during the day. Day Shift, it's called. Salman Rushdie is still trending. Author Salman Rushdie attacked at a lecture in New York. Michelle Branch is trending. We talked about that. Bolton, former National Security Advisor John Bolton and Newsmax host Eric Bolling exchange words about the Biden and Trump administrations. I don't care about that. Ken Griffey is trending. I don't know why he's trending, but I know that he was involved in something last night because his family is kind of, Cincinnati Reds royalty, what with his father being Ken Griffey Sr., part of the Big Red Machine, all of those. So at the beginning of the Field of Dreams game between the Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds yesterday, it opened with a little thing in the cornfield, the corn maze, where it's like Ken Griffey Jr. wandering around the corn maze like he's lost until he finds his dad, Ken Griffey Sr., which I was happy to learn is still alive. I don't know if you had asked me, I'd have said, no, Ken Griffey Sr. probably passed away. But no, Ken Griffey Sr. still alive. And then it opens with Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. emerging from the cornfield. And I believe Ken Griffey says to Dad, want to have a catch? See, because that's what Field of Dreams is all about. Field of Dreams is about the relationships between fathers and sons. It is not about baseball. I'm not going to go into that again. It's not about baseball. You're not going to learn anything about the sport of baseball watching Field of Dreams. You will learn a lot about maybe all the damage that you have because of your lifelong relationship with your father. That's what you could learn. You're not going to learn about, hit and runs or, infield fly rules or anything like that. It's not a baseball movie. You're not going to learn anything. Bull Durham, you could learn stuff. Major League, you could learn stuff. The Natural, you could learn stuff. There's a baseball. For love of the game, you can learn stuff. Not Field of Dreams. Joan of Arc is trending. Joan of Arc is trending because Shakespeare's Globe Theater. That's the legit. That's Shakespeare's joint. It's like back in there was a time when like touring stand-up comedians would get tired of touring, so they would just move back to their hometown and open a comedy club. That's kind of what Shakespeare did with the Globe Theater. Shakespeare like was putting on his plays all over the place, and then he got famous enough where he was like, you know what, I'm not going to take it on tour. I'm just going to open my own comedy club. We'll call it the Globe, and that's where and it's still around, and they still do. So anyway, they're doing Joan of Arc this year, the Globe Theater, which is a really important, as one would imagine, it's a very important theater in the world of theater. It's Shakespeare's theater, right? So it's very important. They're doing Joan of Arc this year. And it's a big deal because Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London announces that their new play about Joan of Arc will have Joan of Arc use, you ready for this? They and them pronouns. Okay. I'm sorry, ladies. I know you had Joan of Arc as this incredible example of what a woman can truly do when a woman is fully envisioned, when a woman is fully realized, and she does all that. She can do anything. Joan of Arc was one of the greatest, most inspirational females in the history of, well, history. And now she's a they them. Now she's a they them. Ah! Sorry, ladies, we're going to take this one away from you. That's hysterical. Joan of Arc was a woman. The whole point of the Joan of Arc story is that she's a woman. And now she's a they, them. Okay. I don't care. I'm not going to see the play at the Globe Theater. See, here's the thing. I'm not going to be outraged by it. I think it's silly, and I'm making note that I think it's silly. I am publicly declaring that I think it's silly. But I'm never going to go to the Globe Theater and see this production of Joan of Arc. So what the fuck do I care? I don't care. It's not like I paid my season pass to the Globe Theater and now I find out that one of the plays, how dare they? I'm canceling my season. I don't have season pass. I don't care. I don't care what Broadway does. I don't care. Megan Thee Stallion has dropped a new album. Megan. I don't know if that's what it's called, but Megan is trending. Megan. Is that how you spell Megan? That's not how you spell Megan. Is Megan how you spell Megan? Isn't there an H involved in the spelling of the name Megan? I would think there would be. The Game has a new album. I don't know what the Game is. The Game's new album, Drillmatic, is here. All right, there you go. Top Secret is trending. Again, don't want to get into it. Ben Affleck is trending. Why is Ben Affleck trending? Let's see why Ben Affleck is trending. It's Casey Affleck's birthday, as we dubbed him the Halflack. Ben Affleck seen embracing his two great loves, J-Lo and an order of Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, that's why he's trending. That's why Ben Affleck is trending. Doesn't seem to be any unifying reason why Ben Affleck is trending. You click on the trend and it's just a whole bunch of different things mentioning Ben Affleck. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Who else is trending? Now I got that damn Michelle Branch song stuck in my head. You're everywhere to me when I close my eyes. Hogwarts Legacy. What is this, a game or a movie? Hogwarts Legacy will release on February 10th. I don't care. Too far off. Too far off. Subject matter I'm not all that interested in. Not going to waste any more time on that. For the game, let's see here. Moran. Cult of the Lamb. Ooh, what's that? Cult of the... Doesn't that sound like a metal band? Yeah, dude, I'm going to see Godsmacked and Cult of the Lamb. Apparently it's a video game. Cult of the Lamb, the latest game from developer Digital and created by indie studio Massive Monster, has been released. Cult of the Lamb. Mark Ruffalo is trending. Why is Mark Ruffalo trending? I think... Hold on. Let me see why he's trending before I... Mark Ruffalo defends Marvel output. You get the same version of Star Wars every time, but not in the MCU. All right, so Mark Ruffalo plays the Hulk. And I think it's funny that when the actor Mark Ruffalo, we all know what Mark Ruffalo looks like. when the actor turns into the Hulk in the Marvel film universe, it's all CGI, right? It's all he becomes Hulk. But it's like they took Mark Ruffalo's normal human face and just put it on the Hulk thing and stretched it out. Like the Hulk looks like Mark Ruffalo. Like when you look at the Hulk, you're like, that's never been the case before. Like Bill Bixby. Bill Bixby played non-Hulk Hulk on the TV show. Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk. When Bill Bixby turned into the Hulk, you looked at the Hulk's face and you saw Lou Ferrigno, not Bill Bixby. All right? Not now. Now, when Mark Ruffalo turns into the Hulk, you see the Hulk, but it's got like this weird Mark Ruffalo face. I don't know. I always found that funny. I don't know why Mark Ruffalo is trending, because he's defending the Marvel universe. And why wouldn't he? Yeah, that's a nice boy. If you're an actor, think about that. You know, the actors have that rule: one for them, one for you. Right? You ever heard that? That's how actors sort of justify their careers and their filmography. One for them. So you do a movie for the studio. You do a big budget, big box office, big payday for you movie. It's a popcorn movie. You know, it's going to be exciting. It's going to fill the seats in the theaters. You do that for them. And then the next film you do like a little tiny indie film that nobody's going to see. It's going to be like direct to video, but you're going to be so proud of your work in that one. It's going to fulfill you as an artist. And then you go and you do one for them again. And then you do one for you. So that's sort of the role. Mark Ruffalo has really sort of perfected the one for them, one for you, because the one for them that Mark Ruffalo has been doing now for 15 years are just Marvel movies. That's all he does. He just shows up and plays the Hulk, and he gets paid a crap load of money. And then he goes back and he does like some independent film that nobody is ever going to hear of, but it'll be nominated for some, Academy Awards and stuff. He doesn't have to go looking for his one for them, because he's locked into the one for them. Yeah, I'll just do Marvel from now till the end of the time. And then because I'm such a good team player, I'm going to do the Marvel thing. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to let me go do all kinds of stupid movies. They ain't going to make a dime, but they're going to make me feel good as an artist. One for you, one for them. That's Mark Ruffalo. Don't know why he's trending, but all right, let's see. Let's go one more time through Google. Let's see what Google has happening right now. The Google trends are just what people are searching, which I always like. I always like to know what my fellow brothers and sisters out here in the Great Unwashed, I like to know what we're interested in. What are we Googling today? Let's see. All right. Salman Rushdie, Bill Russell, Rivian. Rivian's been trending off and on all day today. Rivian is a car maker, electric car maker. They're sort of they're an upstart and they're coming after Tesla. Rivian's been getting a lot of publicity recently. Their cars look awesome. I don't know if they're more expensive. Look, you got to make a car cheaper than, if you really want all of us to buy electric cars, then you got to start making electric cars that are like 20, 25 grand. You just got to. That's the way you got to do it. You got to perfect the first entry-level electric car for the regular person. You want the world to switch over to electric cars, which is kind of, I guess, what the whole electric car industry is about. If that's what you want, you need to start making it so that an 18-year-old who is buying their first car can afford an electric car. Once you have tapped that market, once you have an 18-year-old buying their first car being an electric car, they may buy nothing but electric cars for the rest of their life. And right now, dentists are the only ones who can afford a Lex or a Tesla, right? I mean, people with money are the only ones. You don't have to have a lot of money to afford an electric car. Well, you have to be more than working class. Because when a working class person, when a middle class person, when it's time for them to buy, first of all, let's be honest, people don't just buy cars because they feel like it's time to buy a car. Some people do, and God bless you if that's your life. But most people buy cars when their car isn't going to make it anymore. I need a new car. That's how the working class, the Great Unwashed here in America, that's how we live. That's how we buy cars. My car doesn't work anymore. Now I need a new car. And what do? You don't go, I think I'm going to venture into the world of electric cars. It's not what you do. You open up the internet, you look at the local dealerships, and you try and see who's got a sale. What is the cheapest new car fully in warranty that I can get right now? So you end up buying pieces of shits like Ford Escorts or, the Chevy Cavaliers or whatever these cars are that were presented as brand new cars, but they were pieces of shit and they broke and they caused all kinds of problems. But those are the cars that the average person, when they need a new car, that's what they go out and do. They buy the most affordable car that's in warranty that they're going to be able to depend on to get them to their job and back, for the near future. And as long as an electric car is not one of the options for those people, it's never going to take off. So keep talking all you want about Rivian. But as long as like the entry-level Rivian starts at $65K, get out of here with that. Nobody's going to buy an entry level. You know who can buy an entry level car at $65,000? Rich people who want to dip their toe in it. Michelle Branch, we talked about her. She's trending. Tommy Lee is still trending because he pulled his dick out on Instagram yesterday and went, "Hey, look, I'm a meathead." And he took a picture and people went, Tommy Lee took a picture of his junk. And then Tommy Lee deleted it because that was the plan all along. Tommy Lee is also trending today for another reason. I don't know why it is, but it leads me to believe that he hired a new PR company. And one of the first stunts that the new PR company and him came up with, they're probably sitting in a meeting, probably sitting in Tommy's kitchen, drinking coffee, chain smoking cigarettes, doing whatever it is Tommy Lee does these days. And they probably went, "Okay, we need to get you attention. We're so happy to be your PR firm now, Tommy. We look forward to working with you for years to come. But we need to do something to sort of kick this off. How can we get people talk? We need people to just be talking about you. I could show my dick on Instagram. Let's do that, Tommy. Let's do that." And that's what happened yesterday. But Tommy, you have to delete it. Like you have to just leave it out there long enough for enough people to see it, to start talking about it. But then you've got to delete it. Okay. So that's why Tommy Lee is. And now today he's trending for something else. What else is he trending for? Something else stupid. I don't know. All right. So nothing really interesting. Nothing new. I got nothing. I'm looking for Salman Rushdie news. I got nothing here. Nothing happening with him. I feel like there wasn't real-time searches. Okay, real-time searches right now. Here's what people are searching. Salman Rushdie, all right? Howard Stern, Ben Stern. We talked about that. Howard Stern opens up about the experience of losing his father. Michelle Branch is trending. Scott Peterson is trending. Jaclyn Hill, YouTube makeup influencer Jaclyn Hill announces ex-husband John has died. Okay. I don't know who that is, and I think that's really sad. So we'll move on. Antonio Brown is trending. This is one we can mention. Antonio Brown started trending yesterday. Remember AB? Oh, AB. What an a-hole this guy turned out to be. Listen to what he did. He's trending because he put out, imagine being this person. Imagine thinking that this is all right. Your life. Oh, God. So AB put out something on, I think it was Instagram, maybe, where he talked about what his greatest regret, Antonio Brown, his greatest regret in football wasn't, as he says, calling. I can only fill time for so long while I'm waiting for this damn thing to buffer, pop up, buffer. But I can only fill for so long. Antonio Brown went on Instagram yesterday and said, "The greatest regret in my pro football career isn't calling my general manager a cracker. It isn't arriving late to Raiders training camp in a hot air balloon with frozen feet. It wasn't when I did my lap around the stadium quitting." Remember, he quit on his team last year. He says none of those things are his greatest regrets. His greatest regret, Antonio Brown's greatest regret of his football career, was that he, Antonio Brown, was never able to watch himself, Antonio Brown, play the game of football. Because, as he estimates, it would be akin to seeing Jesus at Red Rocks. Okay, so my biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me, Antonio Brown, play a game live. Sure, I can watch the game afterwards, but I can't imagine what that was like for you, for all of you, to see something like that. like watching the Beatles or Jesus perform at Red Rocks. Antonio, that's what he says. That's what AB says about himself. He said, you know what my greatest regret of all of the jacked up shit that I've done in professional football? You know what my greatest regret is? Never being able to sit and watch me play. Boy, if I could have just sat in those stands and watched someone with the talent that I have, oh boy, that would have been like seeing Jesus. Wide receivers are the worst. And, by extension, unfortunately, cornerbacks are now the worst too, because cornerbacks have to deal with wide receivers. And so every time wide receivers are the biggest jackholes in all of professional sports. Cornerbacks are getting close because they got to sort of like stay in the head of the wide receiver. So they're kind of cornerbacks and wide receivers, very similar people. Anyway, Antonio Brown, screw that guy. He's an idiot. I can't believe. Imagine not having any of the governors or any of the guardrails in your self-awareness to be able to go, oh, I shouldn't say that. This sounds bad. This sounds like this is some really unlikable stuff that I'm putting out here into public. Should I really be telling people how awesome I am and that how lucky they are to have seen me? I don't know that he doesn't have that. He doesn't have any governor, no self-awareness. There are no guardrails, no bumpers, no nothing. Antonio Brown just says it. He's just, and by the way, we have seen, remember the video we saw? Let's not get it twisted. Like, oh, he's just a silly, funny guy who's just into himself. No, we saw the video of how he treated his pregnant wife. I don't know if you watched that on the Pillow Talk show a couple of months back. There's video out there of Antonio Brown's pregnant wife with their children showing up and him calling her a bitch and an MFer, and then the police showing up and him screaming at the police. So we know who Antonio Brown is. So none of this is cute. All of this is just, oh, fuck you, dude. Just, get the hell out of here. I'm glad you'll never play again, you piece of shit. Go play in Canada, loser. God, I hate him. All right, what else? Let's see. What else is trending? Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is trending. Paul McCartney honors ex-brother-in-law after his death. Okay, apparently John Eastman, brother of Linda Eastman. I think they're from the Kodak family. They're like, because Linda Eastman, Paul McCartney's wife, Linda McCartney, she came from like a big, wealthy, I think it was Eastman Kodak. I mean, I know her dad was a lawyer and a businessman and all of that, but or maybe it's just because Linda Eastman was a photographer that I thought, oh, Linda Eastman is a photographer. She must be from the Eastman Kodak. I don't know, whatever. But Paul McCartney's brother-in-law, John Eastman, has died, and he's talking about what a great dude he was. Okay, apparently, the game. This is why the game is trending. The game is trending because apparently he goes hard on a vicious 10-minute diss track against Eminem. Go after. What do they say? You come for the king, you best not miss. Because can't imagine Eminem's just going to be cool. Unless Eminem's like, oh, the game? Yeah, nobody knows who he is. I'm Eminem. I'm just not going to say anything. He wants me to say something because when I respond, that's going to sell his record albums. People are going to be like, oh, I didn't hear about this game thing, but what is Eminem saying? Oh, Eminem's in a beef with the game? I should go see why Eminem's in a beef with the game. And then Eminem fans will go over to the game and they'll listen to the song, and now the game's got people listen to his song. Eminem needs to just go, ignore it. He wants me to respond. That's the game. The game, no pun intended. Dead and Company announced 2023 plan. I don't know what that means. All right, guys, I think that's it. A beachgoer in South Carolina has been killed. This is just breaking now. A beachgoer in South Carolina has been killed when an umbrella hit him. I don't know what that's about. And honestly, I don't. I mean, I'm terribly sorry for the victim and the victim's families, but I'm not all that interested in that story. We're fine. We'll get through it. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We do this every Monday through Friday at noon. We go through all of the trending topics, headlines, current events, all the stuff that people are talking about. We do that every day, Monday through Friday, right here at noon Central Standard Time on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. We also double back at 9 p.m. Central Time for Pillow Talk. That's myself, Pugs and Parker. James Parker is my co-host on that. We do that every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Time. So the daytime show is noon, Monday through Friday. All your topics, utilitarian in nature, a cheat sheet for your day, topics, current events. Then we come back later in the day at 9 p.m. in the night, and we talk with James Parker about the day that was. A full slate. I'm telling you, there's, there's a lot for you here. I got no plans this weekend. I got none, not a one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just kind of doing nothing all weekend. Don't want to do anything all weekend. I want to stay in the air conditioning, and I do. Do you ever have like that? You just want to stay in. I'm so done with the heat. By the way, hold on. All right, folks, let's play Heat Wave Poker. Let's end the show on a Friday with a little bit of Heat Wave Poker. That's where I ask you to refresh your phones, and then I want you to chime in the chat room with what the temperature is according to your phone and where it is that you currently are. All right, let's play Heat Wave Poker. All right, refreshing. Oh, it is this is beautiful. All right, I will set. The house is showing 95 degrees here in Highland Park, Texas. 95 degrees. My God, I should bring a sweater. 95 degrees. I can't believe. Look at me celebrating 95 degrees. 95 degrees in any other state in the country would be like, oh my God, it's 95. But here we're like, yeah, it's 95. Let's go. Let's bring a sweater. Time to 93. Adam's got 93 in Denton, 94 in Fort Worth. It's cool in the cornfields, as Jeff Ballard reports of Iowa. Today it's 67 degrees. 93 in Bonham, Texas, 92 in Mesquite, 93. It still looks like I win, right? Why is Highland Park always the hottest place? Every time we do this. And I'm not cheating. I show it to you. I put the phone up. I show you exactly what it is. I don't understand why it's just a little bit hotter here in Highland Park. Best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. Turn it up on a Friday. It's all I need. It's all I need. 75. Cheryl says it's 75 here. Where, Cheryl? Where's here? That's I'd like to know. I'd like to know where you guys are. 75. Cheryl Moore, 75. Where? Where is it a beautiful 75 degrees on this day? Adam says concrete absorbs heat, which is why NYC sucks in the summer. Byron Granger, Spin Doctors, Soul Asylum, and the Nixons tonight. Is that the show you're working, Byron? Is that, where is that? Is that like over, I'm going to call it Smirnoff because I don't know what it's called now. Is that where it is? I would go see the Spin. If you want to call me lady, if you like coffee, day. So I don't know the words to Spin Doctor songs, but I know that that's a Spin Doctor song. Oh, Cheryl's in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. 75 degrees. Beautiful. You know what? If somebody came up to me and they were like, hey, dude, you want to go see the Spin Doctors in Soul Asylum? I'd be like, yeah, I'd go to that. Do we have seats? Or are we on the lawn? Because that at my age, do we have seats? I'll go. I'll sit in a seat. I'll watch. I love. So Dave. I used to love Soul Asylum. And not like Runaway Train. Although Runaway Train is a nice song, but it got a little bit overplayed. Somebody to Shove, dude. Somebody to Shove is an anthem that I still have on my Spotify playlist. Soul Asylum, Somebody to Shove. That is I love that song. Far from the comfort nest, I am on a never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day, the best is yet to come. I have found
I can smile a little now. Things are going good. I always had to be on guard. That is understood.
It's understood. It's understood. Yeah. Okay, bye, everybody. Love you. See you on Monday at noon for more High Noon here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. I'm Pugs Moran. Enjoy the weekend.
I am on a never-ending quest.